I lost out on over $10,000 on Amazon with my first product because I didn't know these 3 things. I'm gonna quickly go over the 3 things that I wish I knew before starting to sell on Amazon. And then after that, I'm actually gonna go over the ways on how you can avoid these specific issues yourself. Number 1, I calculated my margin based off of my projected sale price as opposed to my launch price. Number 2, I didn't understand size tiers, and because of that, I was literally a 1/10 of an inch off of literally adding $4 to my margin. And then number 3, I didn't calculate the right amount of inventory to order. I quickly ran out of stock and missed out on the opportunity of tons and tons of missed sales. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and understand point number 1, calculating your margin based off of your launch price as opposed to your sale price. Selling on Amazon, you always need to launch your product below the market average. Why? The reason why we do this is because it's a search engine. And as a search engine, as you can imagine, you search up a specific term, we have 25 listings coming onto Amazon. People like myself, when I purchase on Amazon, I naturally will always look for more social proof, meaning I will look for reviews to feel more confident in purchasing that product. That gives me a competitive advantage and I feel more, again, like I said, confident to purchase that product. But when you first come into the marketplace, as you can imagine, you're gonna have 0 reviews. And because of that reason, we need to have some form of competitive edge in order to drive traffic and to get sales so that we can rank our product to the top of the Amazon search engine. And the only way to do that is to have a lower selling price. So what I usually tell my students is launch your product at least 10% less than the average selling price. So if the average selling price is $30, I'm gonna go ahead and launch it at $26.99 so that I have a competitive edge because I don't have those initial reviews. So if I'm launching my product at $26.99, what I need to do now is make sure that I have a 30% net margin that is after everything, including advertising, including your landed costs. I need to make sure that I'm over 30% even at the $27. And the reason why you need to understand this is because if you have a strong differentiation point, which we always encourage you to do, you will eventually be able to sell for a higher price point, but it doesn't always happen and it doesn't happen quick most of the time. So make sure that you're profitable even at a lower selling price. And if you do that alone, you will add more profits in your pocket. Number 2, I didn't understand size tiers, and because of that reason, I was a 1/10 of an inch off of being in a lower size tier and therefore paying less FBA fees to Amazon and increasing my profit margin by $4. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this super quick and easy. I've created a resource for you that I'm gonna drop a link to download in the description, okay? That you can actually go and understand all of the different size tier. We have our standard size tier and our oversized size tiers. We have large and small within both of those size tiers. Those are gonna be differentiated by the actual size of your package as well as the weight of your package. So understanding that, you can do everything in your power to make sure that that package falls directly within those specific size tiers. And if you're literally, like I said, 1/10 of an inch, you can easily shorten your product, make your packaging more compact, and add more profits into your pocket. And number 3, I didn't calculate the right amount of inventory to order on my first production run. And because of that reason, I was out of stock for a couple weeks, losing on the potential of thousands and thousands of dollars. And even more so, I didn't understand when I needed to reorder stock. And because of that reason, I was delayed that 2 weeks. So what I always and typically recommend, and the reason for this, I'll break down the specific formula, is at least 2 to 2.5 months of inventory based off of the average top 10. Why? The reason why that we want to base it off of the top 10 units sold times that by 2 or 2.5 is purely because our goal is to get into the top 10. That's where we're gonna sell the most. So we wanna put ourselves in a position where we can actually compete from a unit standpoint against our top competitors. In order to do that, we need to understand 1, our lead time, okay? How long does it actually take to produce that product in China? And then 2, we need to add at least another 30 days for shipping on sea, right? So that's a 60-day lead time right there alone. And if you're doing and being smart about it, adding a 2-week buffer for any unexpected delays is always a smart thing to do. The worst thing that you can do is run out of stock on Amazon. There are ways to reboot your listing, but especially when you're doing your first launch, And within our honeymoon period, which I'll save as a topic for another time, in the honeymoon period, our goal is to increase the amount of sales velocity that we have as much as possible so that we sit nicely within Amazon's algorithm. And in order to do that, we need to stay in stock. Okay, so in order to stay in stock, we need to have the right amount of inventory. And if you can do this and you can have a float of inventory at all times without running out of stock, you're telling Amazon that one, you know how to plan your inventory, two, you know how to sell and convert, and three, they're going to favor you, keep you ranked, and you're going to continuously sell that product more and more and more to customers. Thank you for the length of this video. If you liked this video, I created another video on how to actually go ahead and find that first product and the number one reason why you're gonna fail if you don't follow this specific strategy. So I'm gonna leave a link for it right here, and you're gonna go ahead and watch that video, and you're gonna see a lot of value on what you can do with your first product to make sure that it is successful. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna be releasing videos every single week on the Zap Twins channel. See you guys on the inside.